Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter from half-yearly course, that is chapter number 17, data handling. And student, after that we will discuss the key terms of this chapter. So let's start this one. So students, as we know, the name of the chapter is data handling. So here we will discuss about the data. So student, the first question is here, what is the data? Data is the information that we gather from our surrounding or for some special informations that we are collecting. So some information what we are getting, that is called data. So students, first here the observe, after this is primary data. Primary data are those data which we collect up by a person himself or herself. For example, on the first basis, if I collect some data, that is called the primary data. And for this one, I give you one example. For example, the one class test is taken and I disclose the marks, that how many students have got the how much marks. So this is this information that I am providing, that collect by me, that is primary data. Then after the secondary data. Secondary data are those data which we collect from any source. That's mean it's already collected by someone else and then after we are using for our use. Here is one example, that is our population data. Because population data we are not gathering, we are using, that is collected by the other person, other source. So that's why this data is called secondary data. Okay. Then after third is raw data and observation. As I give an example in the first one, the primary data. So whatever the observation, whatever the unit we are observing. For example, I observe that the one students got 18 marks. So this is called the observation. The single unit of the person is called the observation, and that data, overall data, is called the raw data. Raw data are not totally useful. Out of them, we have to arrange in a systematic way and then after make them useful. So that systematic arrangement is called the distribution data, that we distribute the data in a proper way, in a tabular way that after the one observation, after the observe them, easily a person can use that data, that is called the distribution of data and data classification. Okay students, and then after our next topic is array data. Whatever that if we arrange the data in ascending order or descending order. Student, I repeat again, if we arrange the data in ascending order or descending order. So these two terms, ascending and descending, this arrangement of the data is called the arrayed data. If we arrange the data, I repeat again, if we arrange the data in ascending and descending order, so this is arrangement is called the arrayed data. Then after range of data. So student, the range between the highest and the lowest. The range, that means the difference between the highest and the lowest term, lowest observation is called the range. Okay, and if we then after the next topic is frequency distribution. What is here the word frequency? Frequency means it shows, for example, we are showing the data here. These are the data 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. So if I arrange this data in a tabular form, the first I write 18. 18 how many times repeat? 2 times. So this 2 times shows the repetition of the data, that is called the frequency. So next is 19. Same 19 also repeat 2 times. So here we write the 2 times. Third is 20. 20 repeat 1 time. So students, this repetition of the data is called its frequency, that how many times the data repeat. So that is called the data frequency, or we can say the frequency distribution table. So whatever the table we are forming, this table is called frequency distribution table. Okay, and if the data is given in group, how group? 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and on the behalf of that we are writing the frequency, that is called the frequency distribution of group data, because instead of giving the single they have given overall the group of that data. So we call the frequency distribution for the group of data. Now students, then after we are going to discuss about width or size of the class interval. Students, width means the number of observations included in a particular class interval. Means एक टाइम पीरियड, एक दो नंबर्स के बीच में कितनी ऑब्जर्वेशंस, how many observations are repeating, that is called the width. And students, how to find out here the class size? Because first we are using to find out the class size. class size, to find the class size, upper limit minus lower limit. So to find the class size, upper limit minus lower limit. For example, they have given up, this is 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So student, here to find out the class size, the upper limit is 10 and lower limit is 0. So 10 minus 0, 10 is only. And if 20 minus 10, that's mean 10 only. So this, in this way we find out the class size. I repeat again, to find the class size, upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. Then after, the next term is class marks. Class marks is the mid value of two class interval. So these are the class interval 10 to 20. And if we find out the mid value of this one, that is called the class marks. How to find the class marks? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So the lower limit is 10 and upper limit is 20. 10 plus 20, 30, and 30 divided by 2. That's mean 15. So here the student class marks is 15. I repeat again, how to find the class marks? Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. And by this we get the class marks in this way. Okay. And students, whenever we are going to arrange or group the data, some terms we have to keep in our mind. So these terms are, first one, the first factor to be kept in mind in the range. So what is the first we have to keep in mind? The range. The difference between the highest and the lowest observation. That difference should not be too much. The difference will be minimum. The number of class intervals should be not less than 5 and not more than 12. So students, whenever we observe about the class interval difference not less than 5 and not more than 12. The third point that we have to remember, the width of the class interval. Because the width of the class interval depend on the range and the number of the class intervals. So students, whenever we grouping the data, these informations we have to, these 3 points we have to remember. First, regarding the range. Second, about the class intervals. And third, the width of the class interval depend on its range. Okay students, now on the behalf of this one, we are going to solve our exercise number 17.1. In 17.1, the first question they have given temperature of Chennai in, they have given this temperature in degrees Celsius during a month in given below. The temperature is 26.7, 28.7, 30 and so on. So present the data in group frequency distribution table using class size of width 2. That's mean the difference between the two interval is 2. So the class interval they have given, there should be 30 to 32. 30 to 32. And then we have to find out this one. So how to find this one? Now I am going to show you this one. They have given the class interval in the form of 30 to 30. So if we move the back, then we will take the 2 marks back, then it will, we start from the 20 to 22. So here we observe the data, not a single data they have given in range of 20 to 22. So if not single data given, so here we will not write anything, and here we will show 0. Then 22 to 24. So here we observe from the 20 after the 22. So if we observe this one, 22.9, first one, and then after one more. This is the first. So here is only 1. So we will represent this 20 to 24 only the one data. And in this way students, we will calculate 24 to 26, 4. So here we will use the tally marks. The tally marks is the standing line, the mark that we are using, and by read this one as a 1. If the 1 line, 1 mark, 2 line, 2, 4 line, 4. But to write the 4 students, we use a 1 slanting line and we make a 1 pair. This pair represent the 5. So 26 to 28, 5 plus 3, 8. And 28 to 30, 5 plus 3, 8. And 30 to 32, 5 plus 1, 6. And 32 to 34. There are 3 numbers. So the frequency is 3. Frequency is the number which shows how many times that number is given. 1 time 1, 4 times 4. Telemarks we are representing their repetition, and this one is a total. So this they have given in a group in 20 to 22. The range 20 to 22, interval is 2. That is, we represent here the frequency. So this is our first question. Now move to the question number 2. In question number 2, they have given a group of 50 students was writing a test on paper in an examination hall. Maximum time allotted for the unit test is 2.5 hours. Time taken by them to solve the paper was recorded in minutes, and these are the minutes they have given: 140 minutes, 128 minutes, 130 minutes, 145 minutes. So student, first of all, this time taken by the students, we have to use a frequency distribution table. So first of all, we have to prepare a frequency distribution table, and then after we have to give the answers of the above questions. So here I'm going to show you this one frequency distribution table. Interval they told ki 100 to 105. So first, if we take the 100 to 105, so we observe how many minutes. So students, 100, not a single one in this row. 100 first, and this second. So 100 to 105, 2. So in this way, student, we search and we have write the number, because interval they have given between 100 to 105, 105 to 110, 110 to 115, 115 to 120, 120 to 125, 125 to 130, 130 to 135, and 135. So in this way they have given, and we have marked according to their repetition. So this one, first 100 to 5, 2, 105 to 110, 2, 110 to 115, 4, 115 to 120, again 4, 120 to 125, that is 6, 125 to 130, 6, 130 to 135, 5, 135 to 140, 8, 140 to 145, 6, and 145 to 150, 5, and the last 150 to 155, 2. So students, in this way we have prepared a frequency table. Now on behalf of this frequency table, I am going to give the answer. The first question they asked, the first question is, how many students could complete it exactly in 2.5 hours? So students, if we observe about the 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours means 150 minutes. So how many students have finished in 130 minutes? So students, here we observe exactly 250. So if 150 minutes we search from here, so 150 you observe this one. One, search this one. We have to observe exact 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours means 60 plus 60, 20, 20 plus 30, that means 150. So one student we have already get the one number, and second we have to finish. So here students, we have 150, that means we have to take the range 150 to 155. And student, if we observe our class, that group, in group 150 to 155, 2 students are there. So the 2 students completed the test in 2.5 hours. Okay, because 150 to 155, 2 students are there. That means 2 students complete their test in 2.5 hours. Now the next question. How many of them could finish the paper less than 2 hours? Less than 2 hours means less than 120 minutes. So less than 120 minutes, students, we observe here. This. Till here, the less than 120 minutes. So 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So this much. 12 students have finished their paper less than 2 hours. Now the next question, find the number of students who finished the paper during last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes means, students, we include the last 10 minutes. That's mean we include this one, 140 to 150. This is our last 10 minutes. So in the last 10 minutes, if we will calculate, that is our 11 students. How? 140 to 145, 6 students, and 145 to 150, 5 students. So in the last 10 minutes, 11 students have completed their paper. So here we will write this one. 11 students finished the paper during the last 10 minutes, and these are 140 to 145, 6, and 145 to 150 is 5, and total is 11 students. So the 11 students have finished in last 10 minutes. Now then after question number 3rd. And question number 3rd, they have given 20 players started running a long race along a track of 400 meter. Time taken by each to reach the final point is given below in minutes. Construct a frequency distribution table. So frequency distribution table is compulsory, showing number of players reaching the final target point during every interval, and the interval we have to take 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So students, here I have prepared this one frequency table for the question number 3rd. So this frequency table shows the first one is 4 to 5. So students, if we observe the 4 minute, 4 is 1, and 4 to 5, 4:52, and then after 4, 5 second, 3, 4 minute, 10 second, 4. So students, the 4 to 5 minutes, there are 4 students, okay? 4 to 5 minute, 4 students. 5 to 6 minute, 2 students. 6 to 7 minute, 2 students. 7 to 8, 2. 8 to 9, 4. And 9 to 10, 3. And 10 to 11, 3. When we add this one, the total of this one is 20. Now the question arises, first one. How many interval the data to be divided? So the data is divided. How many interval? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I repeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many interval data divide? Data divide in 7 interval. So how many interval the data divide? So here we will write in 7 intervals data will be divided. Now then after I'll move to the question number 4. In question number 4 they have given a questionnaire contain 100 multiple choice questions was solved by the 30 students. Number of the questions attempted by them 85, 58, 76, 65, 93 and so on. Arrange the given data in frequency table. So first of all we have to make the frequency table, and with the suitable width and answer the following. Students, width also we have to decide. So 100 they have given, and we have observed here the minimum marks is start from the 40. So we will take this interval of 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. So students, if we observe 40 to 50, 40 to 50 there are 4 students, okay? 50 to 60%, 6 students. 60 to 70, 7 students. 70 to 80, 6 students. 80 to 90, 5 students. 90 to 100, 2 students. And 100 to 110, there is not a single one students. So the first question, how many students attempt more than 80%? The students, more than 80% if we observe this from 80 to 100. So 5 plus 2, only 7 students have attempted this one more. 7 students have attempted more than 80%. Second, how many students could attempt more than 60%? So more than 60% from here. 7 plus 6, 13. 13 plus 5, 18. 18 plus 2, 20. So how many students have attempted more than 60%? 20 students. The third question, what is the number of students who had attempted the questions less than 50%? So less than 50% students, that's mean here. So less than 50% is only 4 students have attempted the paper. Okay. So this is our question number 4. Question number 5, 6 and 7 and 8. The same type of the question whatever we have solved, that you solve by yourself. Now the question number 9. In question number 9, students, they have given the class interval 0 to 8. The class interval is given 0 to 8, and we have to write the next 3. So 0 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 24, 24 to 32. So in this way we can write the 3 interval after this one. They have given to us 0 to 8. So next interval start from the 8, 8 to the 16, and their difference is 8 minus 0, 8. So we will take with the difference of 8, 8. 0 to 8, 8 to 16, 8 plus 8 16, 16 to 8 24, 24 plus 8 32. Okay, now the last question of this exercise, write the upper limit, lower limit and the class marks. So it's upper limit, if the first they have given 6 to 12, 6 to 12. So student, here the lower limit is 6, upper limit that is 12, and student we have to find out class marks. The formula to find the class marks, as we have discussed, lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So lower limit is 6, upper limit is 12, divide by 2. 6 plus 12, 18. 18 divided by 2, that means class interval is 9. So students, in this way we have to solve the rest part of this all question number 10. So students, today we have discussed our exercise 17.1 and solve this exercise in your register. Thank you students.